Have you ever wondered why, out of all the pivotal moments in the New Testament, Jesus chose to meet two specific individuals, Moses and Elijah, on a mountaintop before his crucifixion? Join us today as we embark on a journey into the heart of one of the most profound mysteries of the Bible. In the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, we encounter an event known as the Transfiguration. It's a moment when Jesus, in the presence of his disciples Peter, James, and John, is transformed before their very eyes. His face shines like the sun, and his garments become as white as light. Yet, amidst this radiant spectacle, two figures from the distant past appear, Moses and Elijah. The question arises, why these two? To unravel this enigma, we must first explore the context, the symbolism, and the divine purpose behind this extraordinary encounter. Join us as we delve into the heart of this biblical mystery. Welcome to Why Jesus Had to Meet Moses and Elijah at the Mount of Transfiguration. Bible Mysteries Resolved. Prepare to have your understanding deepened and your faith strengthened. To truly grasp the profound significance of Jesus meeting Moses and Elijah, we must first understand the context in which this divine encounter unfolds. The setting is Caesarea Philippi, a city located approximately 25 miles north of the serene Sea of Galilee. It's a place steeped in history, a city with a rich tapestry of cultural and religious influences. Caesarea Philippi was not just any location. It held a pivotal role in the events that transpired during Jesus' ministry. It was here, against the backdrop of a temple honoring the Roman Emperor Caesar Augustus, that Jesus posed a question to his disciples. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verses 13 to 16, Jesus asked his followers, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" The responses varied. Some believed him to be John the Baptist resurrected, while others thought he might be the prophet Elijah or Jeremiah. Yet others considered him to be one of the illustrious prophets from the Old Testament. It was at this pivotal location, amid these diverse speculations, that Peter made a confession that would change the course of history. With unwavering faith, Peter declared, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." In response to Peter's profound words, Jesus revealed a truth that would lay the foundation for the future of Christianity. "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah," Jesus said, "for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven." The events that followed this extraordinary exchange would lead Jesus and his chosen disciples to a high mountain. It was on this very mountain that the Transfiguration took place, where Jesus would reveal his divine glory. Before we delve further into the Transfiguration, let's meet the key characters in this profound narrative. Among them are Jesus' closest disciples, who had been with him through the highs and lows of his ministry. Peter, James, and John, often referred to as the inner circle, were chosen to witness extraordinary moments in Jesus' life. But it's essential to understand that the perceptions of Jesus among the people were diverse and at times perplexing. Many in the crowd pondered who this remarkable man might be. Some thought he was John the Baptist, returned from the dead. Others speculated that he could be the great prophet Elijah, known for his miraculous deeds. Jeremiah and other revered prophets from the Old Testament were also mentioned as potential identities. Now, let's fast forward to a pivotal moment, a moment that would forever alter the course of history. It was here in Caesarea Philippi, amidst the varied speculations of the people, that Peter stepped forward. With unwavering conviction, he made a confession that would resound through the ages. "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God," Peter proclaimed, his words echoing off the ancient stones. Peter's confession was more than just a declaration. It was a turning point in the narrative, a declaration of faith in Jesus as the long-awaited Messiah. How did Jesus respond to Peter's profound confession? His response was not a mere acknowledgement. It was an affirmation of divine revelation. "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah," Jesus responded. "For this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven." Jesus' words echoed with divine authority, confirming the truth of Peter's confession. In this moment, Jesus not only acknowledged his identity as the Messiah, but also laid the cornerstone for his church, the community of believers that would follow him through the ages. As we journey through this significant event, it's crucial to recognize that the Transfiguration holds a deeper layer of meaning, a foreshadowing of what was to come. Jesus, amid the awe-inspiring backdrop of Caesarea Philippi, hinted at his mission to Jerusalem. He spoke of his impending suffering, crucifixion, and resurrection. The disciples, though not fully comprehending at the time, would later understand that this foreshadowed the central message of the gospel. Now, let's immerse ourselves in the heart of the Transfiguration event. High on a mountain, far removed from the noise of the world, an extraordinary transformation occurred. Jesus, standing before Peter, James, and John, began to shine with a radiance beyond human comprehension. His face shone like the sun, and his garments became as white as light itself. But that was not all. Two iconic figures from the Old Testament, Moses and Elijah, appeared beside him. To understand the profound significance of the Transfiguration event, we must turn to the very source, the Scriptures themselves. This event is not a mere tale, but a recorded truth in the books of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. In Matthew 17, verses 1 through 8, Mark 9, verses 2 through 8, and Luke 9, verses 28 through 36, we find the detailed accounts of this transformative moment. These passages provide the solid foundation upon which our discussion rests and underscore the script's reliance on the sacred text. Now, let's unveil the profound symbolism behind the presence of Moses and Elijah at the Transfiguration. Moses and Elijah, standing beside the transfigured Jesus, create a powerful tableau that goes beyond mere visual representation. They are, in fact, symbolic pillars, the embodiment of the law and the prophets. Moses, the great lawgiver who received the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai, represents the law of the Old Covenant. Elijah, on the other hand, embodies the prophetic tradition, speaking God's word fearlessly and performing miracles. To fully grasp the significance of Moses and Elijah's presence, we must delve into their roles in God's grand narrative. Moses, chosen to liberate the Israelites from Egyptian bondage, experienced an extraordinary relationship with God. God allowed Moses to glimpse into his heart and mind, a privilege no other human enjoyed. Moses became the conduit for God's standards of holiness, righteousness, and justice, embodied in the Ten Commandments. Elijah, one of Israel's foremost prophets, confronted corrupt rulers and upheld the worship of the true God. His dramatic departure from earth, taken up in a whirlwind, signified his unique role in God's plan. Friends, it's imperative to drive home a central message: the divinity of Jesus Christ. Let it echo in our hearts and minds. Jesus is God. This is not a mere claim, but a profound truth. Jesus is God. The Mount of Transfiguration witnessed a divine revelation that cannot be overstated. Imagine this moment: the radiant Jesus, a bright cloud overshadowing, and a voice from heaven. It's here that God himself declared, "This is my beloved Son." As we contemplate the awesomeness of this revelation, let's not forget the disciples' response. They fell face down, overwhelmed by the divine presence. Their reaction, a testament to the overwhelming holiness they encountered. And Peter, in his awe, suggested building tabernacles for Jesus, Moses, and Elijah. So, what is the significance of this remarkable transfiguration event? What lessons can we draw? Firstly, it solidifies Jesus as the central figure, bridging the Old and New Testaments. Moses and Elijah symbolize the law and the prophets, and their presence signifies the fulfillment of God's plan. Jesus is the culmination of all God's promises, the fulfillment of prophecy. This event reinforces our Christian faith, assuring us of the divinity of Jesus. In closing, dear viewers, we've explored the profound mystery of why Jesus met Moses and Elijah on that sacred mountain. If you found this journey enlightening, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. And as we conclude, I leave you with a blessing. May the radiance of Christ's truth illuminate your path. Until next time, may God's peace be with you.